What up, my people, man? This your boy Z the Real here, back with another video, and I just want to talk about one particular team who has a chance to go back to the NBA Finals and can win it all for a second time, right? And this is the Toronto Raptors. Okay, now for those who been watching this channel before the NBA season started, I did a response video on a YouTuber named Johnny Arnett because that guy did not understand basketball. He did not thoroughly do his research before he made that video saying the Warriors. There's a video going out there saying why the Warriors may win it all, and that video is complete false. Like, that video made no kind of sense at all. It was bogus. Okay? Because I don't see how you can put a Warrior team without Kevin. First of all, we all knew Kevin Durant was going to stay long term, right? This is a Warriors team where Kevin Durant chose to go to the Eastern Conference and go join the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving, right? They traded Iguodala, and I believe they was already planning to trade Iguodala even before even before Iguodala went on that Breakfast Club interview and said what he had to say, right? They was already been planning to trade him, okay? And then they released Livingston, and Sean Livingston then retired because he's up in age. He didn't realize he can't play no more, right? And then you lost a couple of bench guys like Quinn Cook, who's no longer there, right? And then on top of that, Klay Thompson that got hurt, so he's already going to be missing a significant amount of time. And then look at Steph Curry. All right, Steph Curry is once again for like the fourth season in a row has to go through mid-season surgery where he's missing a lot of time, right? Steph Curry already missed 2 months of basketball, okay? I knew for a fact this Warrior team was never going to contend for no championship. They're not going to even make the playoffs, and I told y'all that already before the season started. And in my other video I did, my response video, I compared their roster to everybody else. And I showed you, and the Warriors had a bunch of younger guys with no experience. I told you that. And once again, the Warriors have already went through another roster change because now to get Andrew Wiggins, they have to trade away D'Angelo Russell, and they also traded away like 2 other players. Okay? But this is the Toronto Raptors, right, who still got the same team they had last year. The only thing that's changed is, of course, Kawhi Leonard chose to go to the LA Clippers, right? That was already expected. They already knew Kawhi Leonard was going to stay. So the players themselves knew Kawhi Leonard was leaving. But you don't have Danny Green anymore. He also left to go join with LeBron, which is his ex Cleveland Cavalier teammate. And then, of course, Jody Meeks and Jeremy Lin also left. But those guys weren't really a factor anyway. Like, Jody Meeks and Jeremy Lin were just two seasoned veterans, right? Older veterans that was just there to be reserves, right? The only time you ever seen Jeremy Lin even get playing times when the Raptors was up by like 15, 16 points in the fourth quarter. Those guys were never really there to be getting minutes like that. But that's good for them because they got their championship and they bounced up out of here. But no, the team you see before you now, that's the team they have now, right? And Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol, those two work well together because they 2 veterans. They've been on the Western Conference all those many years. They played against each other all that time. But those guys know how to defend. They know how to rebound and paint. They know how to block. And plus, Marc Gasol has become a better three-point shooter over the last 3 years. The man's actually worked on his perimeter. And Ibaka is another one that can hit threes. And then you look at Pascal Siakam right here, right? To me, Pascal Siakam is making a case for MVP. I'm gonna be very honest. If Pascal Siakam can get this team as a second seed going into April, if they go into April and they clinch the second seed, to me Pascal Siakam should be out there for MVP along with Anthony Davis and LeBron. Right? And speaking of LeBron James does not care about being MVP. I'm gonna be very honest. LeBron could care less about getting an MVP award. That man don't want to get no MVP award. He would rather win an NBA championship. I will honestly give the MVP award to Anthony Davis, because of how good he's worked over there and how hard he's had to work. But even then, Luka Doncic is also making his stance too, right? But getting back on point, I'm gonna get back to the MVP race later. But yeah, Pascal Siakam is making a strong case for the MVP award. I'm gonna be very honest. Yeah, of course he's no Kawhi Leonard, right? Kawhi Leonard is still the better player because he's been around longer. But Pascal Siakam can pretty much do everything Kawhi Leonard can pretty much do for his position, right, in his size. Right? Pascal Siakam can also hit the 3-point shot if you need him to. He can inbound the ball well. He knows how to bang the rim. He knows how to block. He knows how to pass. Pascal Siakam has great court vision, and he's a leader. Okay, he's already been Uzziah Jury has already made this guy He's already made this guy the co-captain behind Kawhi Lowry. Like, yeah, Kyle Lowry is the leader of the team, but Pascal Siakam is second in command officially. And then you look at Van Vliet here. This brother here can hit threes. This dude can ball. Van Vliet, I'm gonna be honest, Van Vliet is like the shortest guy in this league, right? Like behind Isaiah Thomas, I think Van Vliet's like 5'11", maybe barely 6 feet. I think he's a little shorter than Chris Paul, but for his height and size, that young man can ball. I ain't lying. Van Vliet can also come in through the clutch when you need him. Van Vliet played a very important role to them winning that finals against the Warriors. Yeah, of course, we all know Kevin Durant got injured and Clay got hurt, but again, Van Vliet balled out. He played he outplayed Danny Green. I told you, man, Van Vliet should have been starting even last year from the very beginning, right? And even you got this guy OG Anunoby, right? International player. Uzai Ujiri took a page out of R.C. Buford's book, right? You know the Spurs have been known for winning with international players for years. Most of the Toronto Raptors team is full of international players, right? This same squad beat Golden State. They beat the reigning defending champions, right? If you look at their whole biz from OG Anunoby on down, most of those guys are all international guys. Pascal Siakam is international, right? Ibaka is international. Marc Gasol's from Spain, right? I think Kyle Lowry, and I think only Kyle Lowry, maybe Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell is like the only two starters that are like American. I think maybe, but the whole bench that Nick Nurse is using is all mostly international players. Uzai Ujiri recruited him out the UK. Okay? And by the way, speaking of Uzai Ujiri, this man knows how to win games. This is the results of drafting, right? When you take your time, you draft the right type of players that fits your system, this is what works. Now, I know what everybody love to say, man, and speaking of now, I'm gonna make a case for Nick Nurse. Because everybody love to say that the black man got dead wrong. Nick Nurse was assistant head coach with Dwayne Casey the whole time Dwayne Casey was there as a head coach. From 2011, right? From 2013. Nick Nurse was there in 2013, right? He replaced the other assistant coach, right, that they fired. Nick Nurse had sat behind Dwayne Casey's assistant head coach for over 8 seasons now, man. He's been there since 2013, right? So unlike Steve Kerr, where Mark Jackson built that team, and Steve Kerr, because Steve Kerr, I'm gonna be honest, Steve Kerr was announcer when he ran for that job, right? When he put in his resume to be the head coach of the Golden State Warriors back then, the man had came from announcing. Steve Kerr wasn't doing no coaching, had no coaching experience at all, right? He's never coached a day in his life before then, right? At least not in the NBA. Before Steve Kerr was an announcer, he was the GM for the Phoenix Suns. When the Suns had Mark Gentry, they had Alvin Gentry. Yeah, they had Alvin Gentry, Steve Nash, Grant Hill, right? Jared Dudley and Gorson Dragic, that Suns team. Steve Kerr was the GM all those years, right? And this was after he left the Spurs and won his last championship with the Spurs, right? So that's the difference between Nick Nurse and Steve Kerr. Nick Nurse was already a coach before he got the head coaching job, right? In Nick Nurse's case, he was just the next man up, right? And remember, he was an intern head coach last season. So just remember that, right? He was already an intern. This is the season where he's officially a head coach. But again, as an intern, that man did a very good job with this team. Nick Nurse was able to create a system that works for his team. I told y'all, Dwayne Casey was there the whole time and still could not beat LeBron James at all, right? It's only so much that these GMs and owners and this front office gonna take from somebody losing if they're not getting no results, right? And again, and look at DeMar DeRozan, right? Again, I told you, the only Casey system that worked, they should have been traded DeMar DeRozan. Look at DeMar DeRozan now, right? The Spurs are literally on the outside looking in, right? DeMar DeRozan has done absolutely nothing from being traded from Toronto. DeMar DeRozan is on one of the best franchises in the Western Conference, right? Popovich has won 5 rings over there, okay? This is a Spurs team who's beaten out the Lakers more than once for an NBA championship, right? They're beating LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Miami Heat. DeMar DeRozan has literally the best coach in the NBA by far, especially since Phil Jackson didn't retire, and then he still has done nothing, right, this whole time. I don't know if DeMar DeRozan didn't even make the All-Star game this season, okay? So that tells you who was the better player. Because Kawhi Leonard wasn't trying to be here. He was only there for one season, and Nick Nurse was able to get Kawhi Leonard a ring with that squad, right? Kawhi Leonard came in there and did what DeMar DeRozan could not do, and that was win the NBA championship, right? I told y'all, Kawhi, that what makes Kawhi Leonard so great, because the Raptors had Vince Carter, T-Mac, right? They had Andre Bargnani, Jose Calderon, right? Chris Bosh before he left for Miami, and all those players were good. Those are first round draft picks, right? Those are high end draft picks, right? Those are great players, right? But the players those coaches had, the players that they had that was coaching them and them themselves could not win no championship. They just couldn't. They couldn't get to the finals. This squad here, along with Kawhi Leonard's assistants, got to the championship and they balled. So I don't understand why Johnny Arnett didn't use this Toronto Raptors team to say they may win it all. Why would you choose the Golden State Warriors? And this team beat the Warriors. Why? I don't understand. Right? Because you look at the Warriors, and I'm going to show you this in the rankings. I'll show you standings. The Warriors are dead last. I knew, like I told y'all for a fact, they know what I'm saying. They not finna, the Warriors is not winning no championship. And I remind you, this is a Toronto Raptor team. Just this season is on a 16-game win streak. The Raptors, again, let me repeat, they've won 16 games in a row in the month of February, right? Late January going to February, they've been winning 16 games. They're on a hot streak right now. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the standings while we're at it, right? Let's look at the Eastern Conference, right? So, as you can see, the Bucks, of course, the Bucks is going to be on top. That's expected. But look at this Raptor team, right? The Raptors are 42-15. They're just 7 games behind this Milwaukee Bucks team. And I'll be honest, right? The Raptors can actually take on this Bucks team even now. Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, and Marc Gasol are not scared of no Giannis Antetokounmpo. They just not. Especially Siakam. Siakam has no fear of Giannis. And then you got OG Anunoby that can also go head-to-head with Giannis. Right? This is what you got to understand. This Raptors team is well-rounded. They're well-balanced. Okay? Uzziah Ujiri took his time. He really drafted his team. Once Kawhi Leonard left, he made adjustments. But Pascal Siakam is just as capable of guarding Giannis like he did last season. If y'all watched that game last year, it wasn't just Kawhi Leonard who was guarding Giannis. Pascal Siakam was also guarding Giannis. Okay? That's why Giannis was so frustrated, because he couldn't run through him like he did Boston. Yeah, it's true. Giannis murdered Boston. He made Kyrie Irving, he embarrassed Kyrie Irving and Al Horford. He had Al Horford scared to go to the scared to defend the paint. That's how bad it was. But when they went against this Toronto Raptors team, that changed. Right? And plus, notice Chris Middleton was nowhere to be found either. Chris Middleton was MIA that whole series. Chris Middleton was completely shut down. And the problem I have with Chris Middleton don't take over games. He mentally breaks down. Middleton has almost the same. He has almost the same problem Harden, but at a different rate. Like, you know how James Harden starts taking shots he don't need to be taking, and he gets frustrated and confused. Middleton just shuts in. Like, he just goes cold. He just gets scared. Chris Middleton was scared to go head up with any one of those guys, right? Okay, so that's how bad it was. You didn't see Eric Bledsoe neither. Like, the Raptors shut all those guys down, right? You didn't see Brook Lopez come out there like that. No, that was shut down. Kawhi Leonard showed you who the better player was, right? But Pascal Siakam really balled out that series. Okay, this Raptor team, if they play the Milwaukee Bucks for the Eastern Conference second time in a row, I'm gonna be very honest. The Bucks can just easily lose. I'm calling that now. Don't get me wrong. Now I still got the Bucks getting to the finals, but the Raptors gonna be very tough. Because let's be honest too, man. The Bucks can definitely beat the Celtics team, right? As good as Kemba Walker is, and as talented as Jason Tatum has been, they're not gonna beat this Raptors team. No, man. The Celtics still got guys they have to develop, right? For one, Brad Stevens got to develop them centers, because Gordon Hayward is not going to be that same player no more. Gordon Hayward, after the injury, has been toned down. That injury, he took a big hit. Yeah, Hayward will still give you some stats. He'll still give you points, but he ain't going to be scoring on 25 and above like he was with them before he got injured. You ain't going to get the Gordon Hayward you got when he was on the Utah Jazz. He's just not going to be taking over like that no more. Okay? And plus, Gordon Hayward is off the bench anyway as a 6-man. Like, Hayward really don't be getting playing time like that. Jaylen Brown gets more PT than him. Now, yeah, Miami is also good, but again, Miami still got a squad. They still got to get things together, right? Yeah, Iguodala and Crowder, they're going to be around for another 2 years, so they're like the Heat are right, it should be, but they still got guys they got to develop. The Heat are not beating that Toronto Raptor team. Yeah, Jimmy Butler is good. Don't get me wrong, he can ball, right? I like Dragic. But no, the Heat are still not ready yet. The Heat may need to make 1 or 2 more moves in the offseason, then they'll be ready. but they're not ready yet. And this Raptors team could definitely body this. They could definitely body Philadelphia. The problem with Philadelphia, Embiid and Simmons got leadership issues. That's what's wrong with them. And of course, Indiana, Oladipo got to get back going again. The problem with Indiana is that Victor Oladipo, their main captain, is still rehabbing. He's not 100%. Brooklyn won't be ready until next year. Then when Durant comes back, and of course Orlando is still rebuilding. Aaron Gordon. I'm sorry, man. They need to do something with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon, Vucevic. They gonna have to find a system that works. But no, the Raptors can definitely beat all these other teams. Like I said, the Raptors should. Like I said, I feel it's gonna be Toronto, Milwaukee for the second year in a row. I'm calling that now. I got Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Toronto Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. Right, it's gonna be round 2. It's gonna be the second go around with those two. The way it's looking. Okay. Now Giannis is gonna have to prove he's really worthy of MVP. Like Giannis, yeah, you became the MVP last year, but Giannis has to win a championship. Giannis is not going to impress me until he wins a championship. I'm going to be honest, because Kawhi Leonard embarrassed Giannis last year. Giannis got embarrassed by this Raptor team. Serge Ibaka, Kawhi Leonard, and Pascal Siakam put a whooping on Giannis. Okay? I told you, yeah, it was so bad that if everybody that saw that post-game interview, Giannis literally walked off set. Giannis was that mad, was that angry, and that pissed off he lost to this Raptor team. Giannis literally left Chris Middleton hanging. Go back on YouTube and go look at the postseason. Go look at that post game interview, right? I think it was game 5 or 6 that Kawhi Leonard and them beat the Bucks, and look at the frustration on Giannis's face. Giannis literally walked off set and left Chris Middleton hanging. He was that mad. He was that upset that he lost to this Raptor team, right? So Giannis is going to have to prove himself. If Giannis can't beat this Raptor team without Kawhi Leonard. And that's crazy that's another thing too. And I told you that, man, they don't need Kawhi Leonard. The fact that the Raptors is winning 16 games in a row while Kawhi Leonard shows you a lot there. Okay, they have a good core. They have a system in place. These guys are all comfortable with each other, right? The fact that they're doing this without Kawhi Leonard and even Danny Green shows you a lot. Okay? So if Giannis loses to this Raptor team in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Raptors go back to the finals for a second time in a row, and they face the Lakers or Clippers or a team like the Nuggets or something like that, again, they deserve to win a championship. I'm going to be very honest. They deserve to play for the they deserve to win a second championship in a row. And the Raptors really don't got superstars like that, right? They really don't. They don't have no over the top guys. But Pascal Siakam, to me, he should win MVP. Like if Pascal Siakam get this Raptor team to the Eastern Conference Finals and he beats the Michael Bucks, I'm sorry, AD. I'm sorry, Anthony Davis. Pascal Siakam is this league's MVP. Unless in Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard can basically do the same thing. And matter of fact, let's look at this Western Conference because I like Kawhi Leonard too. The only problem with Kawhi Leonard becoming MVP is that there's load management, right? The league don't like the fact that Kawhi Leonard don't play every game. But when Kawhi Leonard plays, he shows up. He puts up just as much numbers as an AD and LeBron James. Yeah, so to me, the MVP is either Pascal Siakam, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, even though LeBron doesn't care, and Kawhi Leonard and Luka Doncic. That's my 5. But let's look at the Western Conference, right? So, of course, man, Lakers is 43-12. And I'm going to say this now before I continue. And I want these Laker fans to hear me loud and clear, right? I hope Shannon Sharp, Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, right? All these LeBron James fanboys, right? These LeBron James, these LeBron sexuals, right? These people who make excuses for LeBron James every day of the week, right? To you Laker fans, I'm going to say this now. The Lakers are right back to looking how they looked when Kobe Bryant was leading them to the, the Lakers are right back to contending for championship, right? The Lakers are right back to how they was back when Kobe Bryant was leading his team from 2008 to 2013, right? When Kobe Bryant was had led the Lakers to 3 NBA championships in a row, right? They right back to looking like that team again, right? The Lakers have Anthony Davis. You just picked up Markieff Morris, right, from the Pistons buying him out. You got Danny Green, you got Rajon Rondo, you got JaVale McGee, you got Quinn Cook, right? So you got all these players who've been to the finals already and have won championships. The Lakers should have no excuses if they don't win a championship this year. because Rob Pelinka basically gambled the house on basically Anthony Davis. To put LeBron and Anthony Davis, he's basically banking on this one season. Him and Jeannie Buss, right? If the Lakers lose to either this LA Clippers team, the Denver Nuggets, or even somebody like the Houston Rockets or Utah Jazz, they go on their way to the finals, if they lose either to the second round or they lose in the Western Conference Finals, or let's say they get to the finals but they lose to either the Milwaukee Bucks or a team like the Toronto Raptors, then I don't want nobody else saying LeBron James is the GOAT. LeBron James is no longer the greatest of all time. Y'all need to stop comparing him to Michael Jordan. Stop comparing him to Kobe Bryant, especially Kobe Bryant in the past. Kobe Bryant past being a legend, truly being a Hall of Famer that he's finna be, right? Kobe Bryant just passed away being an all-time scoring leader, right? This is Kobe Bryant who passed up Michael Jordan's all-time record like he set out to be. All the goals Kobe Bryant set for himself, he basically accomplished. That man brought 5 championships to the city of Los Angeles. Kobe Bryant's the true king of LA, not LeBron, right? If LeBron James don't win a championship this season, I don't want to hear it no more. He is no longer better than Michael Jordan. He's not better than Kobe Bryant. Stop putting him above Magic Johnson. He's not better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Bill Russell, right? Don't even put him above Tim Duncan or Shaq. I made a video about this last year, right? Last summer, I made a video about that, right? Telling you that LeBron James can't be the greatest of all time. He can't be this best player if the man lost 6 NBA championships. If the Lakers lose another NBA championship while LeBron's there, no more excuses. You Laker fans, you bandwagon Laker fans, right? To hop on every team LeBron James on, right? Because real Laker fans didn't want LeBron James there. They'd rather have Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. So I'm going to just say that now going forward. I'm sick of hearing this, Laker that, right? If the Lakers can't beat the Denver Nuggets, LA Clippers, right? If they can't beat the Houston Rockets or Utah Jazz, or even the OKC Thunder or the Mavericks going into the finals, and if they get to the finals, they can't beat a team like Philadelphia, Boston, right? Toronto or Milwaukee. I don't want to hear that no more. LeBron James officially not the greatest no more. You ain't going to be the greatest and you done lost 7 NBA championships. He already lost 6 now. Let him win another, lose another NBA finals, right? Y'all can blame this on yourselves. Y'all wanted LeBron that badly. You wanted these superstars. You got him now. And just know that I'm not trying to hate on the Lakers. They're doing good now. But remember, Anthony Davis has still not gotten out the second round himself neither, right? This is a player that before he got to the Lakers, this man struggled to get his teams out the second round. And Anthony Davis was already a leader. The New Orleans Pelicans had at least 2 opportunities to get to the finals. Even the year they lost to Golden State the second time in a row, right? They were doing good. They when they played Golden State in that second round when they had Rajon Rondo, because Boogie was injured, but you had the other guy, you had Mirotic, right? They were doing good. Okay? So just know that now before I continue, right? Let the Lakers go to the finals and lose. Let LeBron James lose for a 7th time. Right? Let him lose another NBA championship, right? He's no longer the best no more. But and then the Nuggets, right? Look at this Denver Nuggets team, right? So again, look at the Golden State Warriors, right? Let's look at this Warrior team, right? The Warriors are nowhere to be found, right? The Warriors are sitting in dead last, okay? They're dead last, right? I'm gonna tilt it just so you can see, right? Look at that, last place, 15th place, right? That's dead last, okay? So Johnny Arnett. Again, man, I hope you learned your lesson. Anybody who think like Johnny Arnett, and if people call me crazy, like people say I'm stupid, right? I done called all kinds of names. They say I don't know my basketball. Look at him now, right? If I'm Klay Thompson, I'm not coming back the rest of this season. I'm staying put now. I'm gonna do what Kevin Durant does. I'm gonna do what Kevin Durant is doing right now. I'm gonna just stay. I'm gonna just recuperate this whole season, and I'm gonna try again when August come around. Expect to see Klay Thompson around August or September. He's not coming back no more. Even Steph Curry. Steph Curry may not be coming back neither. I'm gonna be very honest. If Steph Curry do come back, he's coming back just to get himself warmed back up again. But the Warriors are not gonna make the playoffs. So how the Warriors gonna win a championship? The Warriors can't even beat these teams here. The top 10, right? This Warriors team can't beat the New Orleans Pelicans. Now they got Zion Williamson in the lineup. Portland is definitely still got the same team. They got minus Mo Harkless. They still can get down. Look at this Memphis Grizzlies team, right? And this is a Memphis Grizzlies team that's completely emerged. John Morant is basically Derrick Rose when he was younger. John Morant represents Derrick Rose in 2008, 2009, his rookie year, right? Y'all remember when Derrick Rose came in and he was dunking on everybody. He was hitting these 3-point shots, putting his team in overtime, right? You remember that Derrick Rose? And he was rallying Joakim Noah, Kurt Henry, Ben Gordon, right? Luau Deng, and John Salmons. That Derrick Rose, that Ben Nigga was first coaching, that's who John Morant represents, right? The Grizzlies, to be honest with you, could get that AC going into April, right? Into April, they can basically retain that AC, or at least 7th. They can also beat this Thunder team right now. The Thunder are doing good only because they got Chris Paul, which, by the way, like I told y'all before, Chris Paul is in the role he's had when he was with the New Orleans, right? When he was a New Orleans Hornet, he's right back to that Chris Paul. Chris Paul finally ain't got nobody, don't have to share the spotlight with another superstar. He don't have to worry about a guy like Russell Westbrook, James Harden, or Blake Griffin getting in his way. He don't got to worry about that no more, right? He's coaching a bunch of role players who he can lead, right? He's on his Kobe Bryant role over there. And then look at the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell finally has a better point guard who can feed him the ball. Mike Conley knows where to pass the ball. He knows he's a good floor general, right? That was a great pickup for them. The Utah Jazz is also dangerous. They can surprise you, right? And of course, Houston got Harden and Westbrook, so I believe they banking on those two. But again, Golden State's not beating none of these teams, especially the top 3, right? Even if Steph and Clay was to come back, they're not beating none of these teams. And look at the Spurs, right? Now this is good. The Spurs are set to not even make the playoffs. I'm gonna be honest, Spurs might not make the playoffs. I told y'all that the San Antonio dynasty is long over too, right? Because I told you, DeMar DeRozan has done absolutely nothing. LaMarcus Aldridge ain't that player no more. I'm sorry, man. Time has passed Aldridge by. Aldridge is almost on his way out. Aldridge is not gonna be winning a championship the way he's going. I'm sorry, man. Aldridge is becoming a complete disappointment, right? And he's proved why and it was crazy, right? The Portland Trailblazers get to the finals without him. They get to the Western Conference Finals once LaMarcus Aldridge is left. So the management had every reason for LaMarcus Aldridge to leave, right? They didn't lose no sleep over him leaving. He's another player who's done absolutely nothing since leaving his team. Yeah, it's like for the first time in like 20 years, Greg Popovich might not even make the playoffs. Because the Spurs are another team, right? They're not going to beat Memphis or Dallas. I'm gonna tell you that now. They're not beating none of these teams, and that's just, so that goes to show you, man. Like Golden State don't have a chance. They got 0 chance of winning, and Draymond Green ain't gonna carry nobody, right? Draymond Green not that type of player. Draymond Green is more of a system player. He's not no superstar like that on his own. He only made the All-Star game because Curry and Clay was making him look good. Okay, don't get me wrong. Draymond Green got defense, but he's on a completely different team now. This Warrior team has completely changed. Curry just needs to worry about developing those players he got now and getting ready for next season. I think the Warriors are banking on getting number 1 in the lottery pick. But Nick Nurse, man, has done an excellent job with this Raptor team here. I give Nick Nurse his full credit. He basically earned that championship, right? And again, Dwayne Casey got fired. That's Dwayne Casey's own fault in the day. Right, because Nick Nurse was his assistant. Nick Nurse was sitting behind him that whole time, right? So again, Nick Nurse got years of coaching experience with the NBA on his belt. Steve Kerr went to a team where he didn't have no coaching experience at all. Steve Kerr inherited the team he had, right? Nick Nurse was responsible for building this team like Dwayne Casey was, right? Yeah, Dwayne Casey got Coach of the Year, but Nick Nurse was the one who won an NBA championship, right? So that just goes to show you, right? The difference between Nick Nurse and Steve Kerr, Nick Nurse has way more coaching experience than Kerr does. Okay? I tell you, this is Steve Kerr, who was basically an announcer. He was a commentary, he was doing commentary with Reggie Miller, right? This is the same Steve Kerr was doing commentary with Reggie Miller, right? Chris Webber before he got that job. Okay? So then don't compare Mark Jackson's situation to Dwayne Casey. Because even though Dwayne Casey got fired in Toronto, he got another job with the Detroit Pistons. The problem with Dwayne Casey, he couldn't beat LeBron James's teams. Miami nor Cleveland, right? That was the issue. The Raptors kept getting bounced out the first or second round. That's why. Okay? Nick Nurse's system proven to work. So again, man, if Nick Nurse can get this team back to the finals, he deserves to be Coach of the Year. I'm gonna be very honest. Over Budenholzer, and over the Lakers head coach, right? Jason Kidd and Vogel, right? Even though Vogel might get it too, I'm not gonna lie, Vogel might get Coach of the Year if the Lakers retain that first seed. He can get it too. But again, man, I give the Raptors his full credit. This is a balanced team. This team is showing you how to play basketball the way it's supposed to be played, right? And they don't got no over-the-top superstars either. These guys are all on the same page. That's why the chemistry is working so well, right? They don't got no guy like James Harden who demands the ball 90% of the time. Or if he don't get the ball, it's going to be a problem, right? They don't got nobody like Chris Paul in getting on their head about what they doing wrong, right? They don't got no drama queens and no prima donnas on this team here. They all want the same thing. They all know how to play with each other. They're all comfortable with each other. Uzziah Ujiri deserves a lot of credit for winning that championship, right? He's built a solid core. But anyway, folks, that's the video, man. Tell me what your favorite team and who you want to see go to the finals. Stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.